What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Amazon cold brew coffee maker. So I've been making cold brew coffee for a few years now with many different styles and versions and all the different things you can get to make the coffee with now. And to be honest, none of them have been perfect. The Hario 1 litre cold brew pot, it's good, it does make 1 litre, which isn't a great amount of coffee. It's okay for at home, but I certainly can't use this at the cafe. And to be honest, even at home, it's a really awkward size in the fridge door. I know of quite a few people that have had this fall out of the door because it is quite top heavy. And then at the cafe, I've been using the Toddy cold brew bucket, which in itself isn't perfect. It's a little bit clunky, and if you do want something bigger, it's quite expensive. So in attempts to solve this problem, I jumped on Amazon, scrolled through their listing, and found something that could be of interest to myself and to you. This is an all-in-one cold brew jug. It's cheap, it's easy to use, it's convenient, it's waste-free, and it's even stackable. So if you have multiple batches or different beans on offer, this is a great option. Now, the question is, does it make for a good coffee? Let's find out. I just want to jump into this video and say thank you so much to all of the people that have signed up for the Mitch Does Coffee membership program. From $1.49, you can help support the channel, gain access to exclusive content, early content, merchandise discounts, and even free coffee. There is even more to come soon. We're going to be doing membership only giveaways, including the product we're talking about today. Let's get back to the action. So the brewer holds 2.8 litres of water, or 3/4 of a gallon for those overseas, with the 304 stainless steel filter filled with 200 grams of coarsely ground coffee. And that will actually leave a little bit of room in case you want to adjust the recipe, but we'll have a chat about that shortly. So when building a coffee recipe, which is a huge part of any coffee, so that you know exactly what you're doing and you know how to adjust your flavors if the end result isn't exactly what you were trying to achieve. In this instance, the best thing to do is measure how much coffee can you hold, how much water can you hold, and then we want to do a little bit of math. So if we have 2.8 litres of water and we have 200 grams of coffee, 2800 divided by 200 gives you 14. So your recipe is now 1 to 14. Now this rule applies to absolutely every kind of coffee, whether it's pour over, espresso, cold brew, any of the other things out there. Apply the same thing to it, just so you know what you're making, and then you can adjust at the end. So what I've done was 200 grams of coarsely ground coffee, the coarsest setting possible on the Time or Sculptor, and then 2.8 litres of water in the jug. Now the instructions will tell you to fill this up with coffee, pop it into the brewer, and then pour the water in top. Now because I'm a rule breaker, I didn't do it that way. What I did was I filled the jug with 2.8 litres of water, or 3/4 of a gallon, and then popped the filter in top and slowly poured in the 200 grams of coffee. Now the reason I did that was because this video needs to know exactly what's happening. If I give you the wrong answer, well, then you're going to get the wrong answer, and that's not a good review. So I wanted to make sure there was no air pockets, make sure everything was evenly wet, and then I left it in the fridge for 24 hours. Yes, you can definitely do a shorter period, and this is the beautiful thing. While it's sitting in the fridge, you can slide it out, grab the little handle, have a little taste. If it's perfect, great. Grab your filter full of coffee and pull it out. That way you're done, the brew's happy, and it's ready to drink. If it's still not strong enough, leave it for longer. I did check this at 12 hours, and I'm going to be honest, I had a little bit of a sore throat, so my flavor wasn't perfect, and it still wasn't great. I still couldn't taste enough flavor coming through, so I left it a little bit longer and I doubled it. I wanted to push it to 24 hours and see what it did. Let's find out. So this is an Ethiopia Guji from our friends at Baker Street Roastery. This is the same coffee we were using in the Barista Games, and if you haven't checked out the Barista Games, all 4 episodes and bloopers are now live, ready to watch. Let's get back to tasting coffee. Ooh, that's good. Oh wow, that's a good coffee. Sorry. I'm gonna drink so much cold brew. I'm in trouble. So the downsides of this product is it is a little bit clunky to use sometimes. Trying to get this filter into the hole is a little bit strange, and you can see I kind of crushed it a little bit trying to get it in. That's about it, to be honest. The color of it will definitely discolor over time. I can already see it's got a couple of little dark rings where the coffee level is sat. Not the end of the world, it's only going to have coffee in it. Make sure you give it a good wash afterwards. I did see a couple of people leave reviews on this saying it was leaking. I don't know where from because I've got this sitting on the bench right now. There's no coffee anywhere. So I'm assuming that the little faucet tap thing that it comes with, they haven't tightened enough and it's been leaking through there. Now for the good stuff. I want to say that the stackable design is brilliant. Being stackable means if you're in a cafe, you can have different blends, different brews, different beans, whatever you want. Or you can have multiple batches at different dates. You can experiment with these things. You can leave them for different times and taste them side by side, which is very intelligent. Now, other than it making great coffee, I think my favorite thing is the fact that this is reusable. Having to have paper filters, which you either lose, run out of, they get wet, they get damaged, or you just forgot to order some, it's an absolute pain. So being reusable, chuck it in the dishwasher, it's 304 stainless steel, so you can do that, pop it back in, make another coffee. And for my least favorite thing, I only bought one. There's nothing to really pick on. Some people might say it's a little bit clunky, but I don't think there's any perfect solution to cold brew coffee. To be honest, this is probably the closest thing I've ever seen. Now, if you are interested in one of these, I've popped a link below to the exact place I got mine from. They're quite cheap. Everywhere in the world they're different. In Australia here it was about $50 delivered and it was here within a couple of days. So I'm gonna go and enjoy some more of this delicious cold brew. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a great day and happy brewing. Oh man, it really is good. That gives you a pretty solid ratio of 1 to 15, I think. Nope, 1 to 14 while I was installing. Testing, testing, 1793. I need coffee.